Hello Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. So I did almost say vibes, like with a W. And that's actually not really, but somehow I just like a wipe or wipes. You used to like clean something, maybe, right? Okay, I don't know, but like maybe it's just something about cleaning something, cleansing yourself from something. I had the feeling also when I sat down here, it's like, oh, let's just get it over with. Let's get this on the table, and then we can just kind of see what we could do about it afterwards, that kind of feeling. I'm going to start shuffling. I have 4 new decks. If you haven't seen any of the other readings lately here, this time around, I have 4 new decks that I'm using right now. And, well, I just start the shuffling here. Okay, so the flyer here, contract, came out reversed. So it seems like that some kind of contract here. We see how she's weighing the scales here. Maybe it's not a good one. Right? Maybe it's not to your satisfaction. Wiping a slate clean of some kind of contract. Lately, the latest readings I've done, all the way back to, I want to say, Leo, Virgo, and Libra, they mentioned like a feeling of dragging something along that is way obsolete, like dragging something along that is not supposed to be part of your aura or your, you could say, your friend group or your family. I don't know, like an obligation or something. It like having some kind of something festering around your feet or your neck or something that is really not at all necessary anymore, or it's definitely obsolete. It's definitely something. And I get that kind of feeling here also. I don't know if it's supposed to be said, verbalized, whether you have to do something. I get this feeling of like, I just want to get this over with. Let's get this out of the picture, right? Let's get it out in the open, or at least then we can face it, and then at least then we can see what it is. Instead of like feeling, well, Scorpio, you can go quite deep, right, in your emotions. You can be, and you can almost fester on something, get stuck on something. You can almost drown yourself or become obsessed about something. And you feel very passionately, emotionally, but sometimes if this emotion becomes exclusive, meaning that you have only eye on one thing, whether it's a person or a project or something else, whether it's a flaw or something that you can't seem to let go of, about yourself or someone else, but you're kind of obsessed about it, or you have become very attached to it, emotionally attached to it. It becomes exclusive in your mind, right? It becomes an overall theme. And it means that you're not seeing what else is around you, or you're not allowing it to come in. You're not allowing it to present itself because there's something that is exclusive for you. And only that is maybe good enough, or to your liking, to your acceptance or something like that. It could be the other way around, of course. Maybe you have really put your eye on someone and see them as bad, evil, things like that. And now that is kind of becoming that exclusive thing in your life. And you can't see any good, right? I just want to say maybe that could be the drag. Maybe that is something that kind of exclusiveness or black and white thinking, and being very consumed in either the white or the black or the good or the bad, or whatever you want to call it. That exclusiveness makes you can make you sit and stuck, can make you stuck. It can make you stuck or get you stuck somehow. Let's say you are in love with someone, and you have tried everything to convince them to be with you. You have courted them, you have given them gifts and flowers and poetry and songs and serenades, and you've tried your very best to comfort or be a good friend, be adoring, be trustworthy. You've tried everything, but they are still saying no to you. So an unrequited love situation. As long as you are exclusively thinking about that person as that's the only one for me, it probably will bring you more heartache and sorrow and sadness than it will bring you joy. Because I want to say, of course, it's a good thing to be loyal and devoted and be faithful to a partner. But if that partner is not interested and never has been, I feel like it's probably, you could say, a waste of time, but actually also a waste of emotions. There is such a thing that we talk about that is called the soulmate, right? Or this is my one, the only one. I have singled out this only one for me. And in that process, I may have committed myself to it. In this process, I may have attached myself to that outcome. I may have actually put myself in the exclusive box with them, right? Queen of Raphael, kind, giving, understanding. This could be a feeling of a motherly kind of person. Follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. It came out reversed though, Maybe someone here is not was not that kind or that motherly or that good or that, you know, wife material or something like that. Or your, let's say, your loving heart has changed its mind or is about to, maybe. I feel like again, when something becomes exclusive, we have said yes to it and then we say no to everything else. No matter what it is. It can be a person, right? It could be a job. It could be a hobby you have, a passion you have. It could be a way of living your life, a lifestyle. And because you have kind of put your eyes only on that, or only on these opportunities, seeing them as, you know, like the key to my happiness or something like that, the key to my fulfillment or the key to my healing or the key to my heart or whatever it could be for you. As long as it becomes that exclusive, it's maybe not allowing for a full picture of something. Especially if you are dealing with an illusion. So something that is going on only in your mind, but not in, like, shared with someone else. So when things become exclusive, I would definitely say there has to be you involved and something else, someone else, right? If it's something we are holding on to, dragging along with us, because it had certain value at some point, maybe you still are doubting something about this, or it felt or was so big of a deal once that it can't just have been random, right? That a part of you is still thinking in fantastical terms. A part of you would want to I get something like I get the feeling of romance here, and it was slightly also shown in like Leo, Virgo, and Libra. It doesn't have to be the same thing for everyone, but I just get the feeling that there's a theme here, a theme somehow. And again, something like maybe once it felt so good and was so right. It felt like the optimal thing somehow. But now it's kind of, it has been dragging along here, I feel like. And maybe there is a slight hope for something. But what is it you're hoping for with someone who is maybe not there? Or I really got that feeling, let's just get this over and done with. It has been around for too long, right? That feeling. So why is this so difficult? If we make a person special, no matter whether they reciprocate it or not, deep down under that action, we have to understand that when we make someone special, there could be an underlying need or wish that they would make you special too. That if you give them all of this or put so much attention, you have all this, you shower them with maybe adoration and compliments or gifts or something, or attention, right? We somehow hope that they will reciprocate some of this. That could be a hope that is underneath everything. We hope they seem so special to you, and because they do that, we shower them with all this attention. But there could be a mirroring effect, that underneath it all, it's because you would like them to do the exact same to you or for you, with you. But when it doesn't happen, it may feel really awful, and because they were so special in your eyes, they must have been somehow. Maybe they are a soulmate from a different lifetime. We have many soulmates, and even twin flame energy, I want to say, that is probably a special person, but it doesn't mean that they are ready to deal with you, right? Twin flames usually have a lot of karma, right? So maybe one is ready to face it and the other isn't. And that could feel devastating, perhaps. But the point is that making them special, hoping that they would reciprocate, make you feel special. So underneath it all, we could have this feeling of wanting some kind of attention, feeling special in someone else's eyes. That in someone else's eyes, I am special, I am fantastic, I am beautiful, I am all this, I am adorable, I am perfect, right? Somehow. But it's just, again, if you make someone exclusive in that way, and it's only happening in your head, no matter how strong emotions you have, this can keep you stuck and obsessed in a limerence feeling, hoping for something that is just an illusion. The point of this is to recognize that if I have that need to feel special in someone else's eyes, that is my issue then. That's what I have to deal with. Why do I want someone to see me as special? Why can't I see me as special and interesting and fantastic and beautiful and adoring and worthy and perfect or whatever? These feelings, there's probably, maybe it was not given, right? Maybe you didn't get it when you were a child or in other relationships. But the point is that if you do it to someone else and they like it, maybe they are not doing it back. They are just choosing to receive whatever you're sending. They're not choosing to give anything. So just be mindful about just giving all this out and then not receiving anything. Then this is not a match, I would say. It seems more like a story that has not been dealt with. Literally, even if this person on the other side is just a catalyst, a mirror, they act for you in your interest to understand something. Okay, I'm already telling a story, so now I'm just wondering about the cards here. So let's have a look at them. I just opened them and then I will show you what kind of cards it is here. Woman holding a heart. Yeah, this is it. Like it's that's what I feel like. I feel like someone holding on to something here. Like they can't let it go somehow. 44, this is a sacred number also. Holding a heart here, right? But how long can you hold that heart here, or that cup, right? New blueprints. Yeah, this is probably what is needed, right? A new blueprint of you and who you are and where you are headed. Yeah. Next card out here is 8 of Ariel. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. Eight of Fire, I would say this is. 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands can be about protecting yourself. Feeling that something could be intrusive and you're trying to wear it off. And it seems here, because these cards are always very optimistic, so take great pride in your excellent work to defend yourself. Practice makes perfect, and consider getting additional education or training, especially if you are still feeling vulnerable somehow here. Extra protection, maybe, the feeling of needing to let something go. Next card here, I get the Ghost Dance. Who are you dancing with here, right? 22, another sacred number here. Okay, woman holding a heart. Let's see. This is from the Energy Oracle cards here. I feel like I have already said something about a situation. So it says here female or feminine, dealing with family, love and emotions. Upright. The woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love, or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. That is great, right? You are an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, and you are bringing that awareness to all that you do. This card upright could also indicate the presence of a female friend, teacher or confidant who is here to help with issues of love, family, and emotion. This is an even-tempered and caring person who resonates with you and your emotions. This could also portend a new love interest or friend coming your way. That is beautiful. And then I get this feeling of, please see them, right? Do see them, or try to give them a chance here. Whoever this may be, or whatever needs to be resolved. Maybe you're trying to like heal your heart from something, right? And something that may have to do with family, love situations, so close, you could say, partners or intimate relationships. In the other readings, there were a very strong sense of self-care and self-love. If you are doing this, trying to really heal yourself, and have yourself maybe have, like new imprints, like your blueprint of you and your heart and what your heart wants or should be wanting. It seems like you are on the right way here for something. Maybe you have been defending yourself. And the practice you're making is working, it seems like. Actually, I want to go down here now, I think. These are the Archangel Power Tarot cards. They always come with like very beautiful, positive messages. And I just feel like I get almost like recovering from something, or recovering your heart here from something. Like the ghost dance again. This is someone. It's not quite clear what's in the background actually here, right? And a ghost dance can be also what I call ghosting, right? That you have been ghosted, or something is unclear, or it's not here, right? It's a ghost from the past. This, like we can carry stuff around from the past. And you're dancing, or you have been dancing with something here. But this needs a new blueprint. I feel like it's time to resolve whatever this is. And you have been doing your best to heal something here. Really coming up, I feel like, with new blueprints, meaning that new ways of thinking, new ways of understanding something. But I'm interested in what else could be here. Okay, the Eight of Ariel. Just still finding my way around this these books, yeah. See what they have to say. You're doing excellent work. You take great pride in what you do. The energy and effort you put into your work financially supports you, and you feel very rewarding. It also feels very rewarding. If you are considering changing jobs or careers, it will go very well. There is great motivation to be a success, and your willingness to invest in your long-term goals will pay off. There is so much to learn. This card often indicates job training, going back to school, and attending seminars or creative classes. A choice you need to make might benefit from more research. So take that how it resonates, right? But it maybe seems like there could be something you could, with benefit, study. So this could talk about students, artisans. Practice makes perfect. This could, of course, be like literally physical training. It could be anything, studying, going to school, class. But I also get that this could even be like visualizing something. Like that you can become better at with an open heart here to visualize something, tune in on something. I'll have a look at the bottom of the deck also for this, but I feel like Eight of Wands can talk about that many want to have an influence on you. And you have been holding your wand and kind of trying to fight them off, right? You could say defending your sovereign space or something. So there could have been a lot of influence, right? And you have been trying to kind of push it off and defend yourself, that this is my place. So whatever you have been doing, the angels are saluting you and saying you're on the right path here. However, there's a great deal of trusting in trusting in your plan, perhaps, or a plan, or somehow, because there's this like shining, it just feels a little bit magic to me. So it could be in some of the other readings, there is a sensitivity coming in, and some psychic gift could be opening, and that comes along when you heal your heart here, and it becomes more open. Like the blueprint of who you are becomes more obvious. The more and more you heal, the more and more you will know. So there could be a feeling of a knowingness that you just have to go in a certain direction. And that could take practice. Maybe the practice is, let's say, if you have had all this feeling of intrusive energies that want to come in and influence you somehow, And you've been trying to, like, with your wand, kind of just steering around it and block it off, like with a sword, right? It could be that you want peace, right? That you want peace, because in the peace is maybe where your heart can be healing mostly. And to get that peace, you may need to, like, really choose it, right? You may need to really choose it. Many on a spiritual path, spiritual journey, they go that journey alone. So sometimes you have to get yourself away from people that are not really helping you. And that could be family, love interests. There's something about this when I look at this. It's like when I look at the heart here she's holding, it feels a little bit like these small hearts have been carved into a big one. Or that's, like there's a slice that has been cut out and taken out. I don't know if you can see that, but it just, when I look at it, it's quite decorative, yeah. But somehow I feel like it looks a little bit to me like when you, if you can just imagine this, when you are making cookies, and you roll out the dough, then you take the stickers, right? And if we say that these were heart stickers, you take the cookie stickers, these cookie shapes, and you make the hearts in the dough. Then you want to lift, you could say, the hearts out and put them on, make them ready to bake. And then all the rest of the dough that is still on the table, that's what I see here. That's the feeling. Almost like the leftovers. Right? That someone made sure that they got like a good slice of this heart, and they took it with them, right? And someone else did, and someone else. Maybe you've had these like interests, but there's only one that really has your heart. Again, the Eight of Wands here could talk about these incoming offers, right? That maybe you have had offers, but there's only one here who seems to have, like, who made a big cut in the cake, or you could say who took a big slice here. And it's like others around, other smaller contacts or engagements or flirtatious encounters, they can compare to something. It's like there's something here that overshines everything. And it kind of left with the person, or you're still keeping it alive somehow. Or even, I want to say, maybe you're not keeping it alive, alive, but you are aware of it. Like you are aware that someone touched you very deeply here. Maybe you don't know what to do about it, but that's what I feel like. You're aware of it. I think you're aware of it. And you may also be aware that you need a new imprint here, a blueprint. You have tried to fight others off. It's also like she's holding it, but she's actually looking away. Maybe she's not really aware of the damage or the story here. I think she's quite aware that someone has a special place here. And others, they can't match it. Like it's not the same. Someone had this from you. The center, the core. And you may feel like you are now stuck with like the leftovers, as I said, right? And how to move forward with that. Keeping people apart, right? Or away from you. And you're doing a great job in trying to figure this out, I think. I also see her like, I see her a bit fragile with like the shoulder that's uncovered, naked, and like she's kind of like turning a bit away. If someone stood here and tried to flirt with her, she would kind of draw her shoulder in this direction, right? Because she holds, this is what she's holding, right? There's someone here that has a special place in your heart somehow, or the feeling they took something, right? When they left, the ghost here, when they left, or because they are not in your life, or let's say if they are not even in this plane, like in this realm, if they died, they had a special place here. And everyone who comes towards you and tries to flirt with you, maybe, you kind of shock your shoulder and kind of pushes it inwards here, because this is what you are actually devoted to still. So you're pushing others off here. That could be it. And maybe you are doing a good job. You're trying to defend your boundaries, but I still get the feeling you know this. You're holding this and you know it. You know that this is a thing in your life, I think. It's like, when I also look at these cards here, we have the butterfly here. This is, you could say, in her forehead, on her forehead. It's between, you could say, around the pineal gland, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. And here it's like now the butterfly is here, around the throat chakra here. Maybe you are thinking about speaking up about something that has been on your mind here for a long time. Maybe you are like thinking about how to express this, or even, you know, it can be the other way around, like say no to something. Tell yourself a new story, right? That in the throat chakra, this is all about communication, but also communication with yourself, that the new blueprint here can be a new story, right? A new story. You tell yourself a new story. Because it's needed, right? This ghost dance it's that you're telling yourself a new story. Let's see here. So this is from Beyond Lemuria. It has this sense of, I get like the feeling of like an avatar round to it. Lemuria is very feminine, very like gorgeous, feminine, crystalline energies. Take that how it resonates for you. But we could definitely talk about the feminine here. The feminine, also woman holding a heart here. I feel like I am talking to a feminine, if not a female, then a feminine here. So the new blueprints here is about being the change. Take action. Take a step, no matter how small. Ignite an upward spiral. Make a positive change. Ethics and compassion, creating a ripple of light. Be the change you wish you to see. Is an empowering mantra to remind us that we can step up and create the blueprints for the world we want to know. Powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Despite our desire to see change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on in the world, and making a positive impact can seem impossible. It is healthy to have an interest in what is happening around us, but it is important not to become so disheartened that we can't find the inner light to ignite even the tiniest upward spiral of improvement. There is still so much natural beauty in this incredible blue planet, and there are organizations and solo game changers creating amazing transformation all the time. Shift your focus onto what is possible rather than what isn't. Stepping forward with action, however small, will benefit the vibration of the planet in some way. We are more of a voice than we realize. As consumers, we can direct our energy and make a change through ethical choices. By stepping out of our own needs and wants, we can help someone less privileged. We can pick up trash, be present with someone, or smile at those we share a path with. Small acts create a ripple of goodness in the world. Yeah. I get the feeling of like an energy that has been closing in on itself, like has been really like protecting itself somehow here. As I said, like shying away with the shoulder, like no, this is not what I want, right? There's only one thing or something here that I hold on to that. And you have, well, you have done that to protect yourself, of course. But maybe it's time to, if you want something else to not hurt us, to hold on to whatever this feeling of it's like slices, like there's been slices taken out of this heart. And this is a big one, right? Big slice. Like this heart is not fully healed, or it's not open anyway. It's not open. But I get the feeling that you know that. You know that a new blueprint is probably what you need. and to get that new, because that's the next thing, how to get that right, and make sure that you're not involved with someone here, because it seems like there is someone who is, or something here from the past that actually would rather want it gone. Somehow it has a tune to it, or like a voice in the back of your mind or something that lures you. Way back earlier on, I have some cards that kind of reminded me of the siren song, right? This in the background, kind of just luring you in, just calling you to come back or something, right? It's getting engaged with something here. So the ghost dance here is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, if you're interested in that. I get like long time ago, like it could be years back, it could be decades, like this is yeah, something that you and maybe you literally have tried to convince yourself that this never goes anywhere. I can't trust it, I don't know what to do about it, but it seems to just be involved with you somehow. The ghost dance. Yeah, I get someone from the past, something, it could even be a past life here, past life. Okay. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive the lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. Okay, so there could be someone here who is no longer with you. Maybe they died way back. Maybe they it's a few years ago. If we honor them, no matter how they treated us, it seems like we can bring harmony to a situation. When we hold them responsible for everything that is wrong with us today, they may haunt us. The ancestors have a message of healing and of powerful medicines to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. Exactly, write a new story here, right? Whether you believe in this or not, it comes up in your reading, Scorpio. I just feel like maybe you should take a time, literally, a little moment where you light a candle. And again, it also says here, at this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. So maybe you have been like in a cycle where you were kind of repeating something, maybe without knowing it, right? If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning, a lost youth, or opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime. As the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. That's what I feel like. This dragging something along, you can't learn anything more from this. And I have this, like the nostalgia, the mourning, the lost youth, all the missed opportunities, this feeling of being caught with someone, right? Or trapped or bonded with something that is. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. I feel like this could be a powerful thing for you to do. In Christianity, in a few days, we are celebrating Easter, and Easter is definitely also about the rebirth or reborn soul of Jesus, and I just feel like it could be maybe suited to do some kind of, if you are into shamanic rituals, do something like this. To like have the new imprint, right? To help yourself and these spirits here, to have them that we could talk about even forgiveness here. If you can somehow in your mind or in your heart figure out how to forgive someone, right? Someone where you feel like they may have like really hurt you here. Requested slices from your heart, right? Especially someone, I feel like there's someone here that is, others of course, but there's someone in particular. Maybe more than one, but there's definitely a big one here in the middle, that kind of the core. I really feel like it's significant. Okay, let's have, I'm looking at the bottom of the decks for the cards now here. So for woman holding a heart, at the bottom of the deck I get fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So the fourth chakra talks about the heart chakra, which of course makes sense when we have woman holding a heart here. So this is definitely about, Archangel Raphael is called the great healer. So there's some heart healing that really needs to be done here. The driver, the underlying energy, I see it as a driver, like the petrol or the benzene, what is fueling whatever she's doing here or experiencing or knowing or seeing or feeling. There is a wish, soul wish, to heal your heart here. Maybe you know this, you're quite aware of it maybe, and you're doing it deliberately maybe here. But that is what the driver is. The driver is to somehow heal this heart, right? That's what you are. You are healing it, maybe protecting it also, or maybe protecting it during a healing phase, shying away. Again, I get this feeling of not, like, I see her, even though she's looking away from the heart, it's like her shoulders, and her arms, it's like it wants to be close to the heart. Like, I rather wanna put my body over here. I may be looking outwardly, but I'm put my body over here, right? Yeah, that's how I see her. Like she, I may look outwardly, but I'm actually, my body wants to unite over here, like being more connected over here. And she even turns her back, right? Turning her back to whatever she's looking at. Like it could be this feeling of mixed information, like you could be sending out an interesting look, but actually you're shying away from it. I don't see her as open here. She may wish that she could be, right? But I just feel like she can't. She can't be that. The fourth chakra is green color also here. Maybe green is very significant for you at this time, but it's a healing thing, right? And it takes time. Perhaps I say this a lot, or I don't know a lot, but I'm repeating it also for this reading, that your mind can change in an instant. If something terrible happens, your mind can change an instant about a person, right? But it doesn't mean that your heart does, right? It can be confusing. Okay, so the blueprint here, new blueprint, Lemuria Oracle. Let's have a look. The bottom of the deck, I get harmonic flight. This makes sense, right? The new blueprint is to somehow establish some kind of more harmonic existence. And we have the infinity sign here. This, again, I feel like it talks to me maybe about past lives or ancestors, that there's something you need to solve with someone who is not alive anymore, perhaps here. That if you are angry with someone here, that you feel that they are the reason for your trapped situation, or your your misery somehow. Again, an harmonic flight, it would be that if two can see each other, really see each other and appreciate each other, even if they are very different here, right? That if they could do that, it would be a much more harmonic flight. It would be more balanced in the future. So the consciousness of you and someone else, I don't know if they are alive here. I would say that the ghost dance talks about ancestors, but I would say that this could even be, it could be an ancestor, of course. But it could be if you have a sibling that is not alive anymore. Also, it's part of your family, right? It's part of your family. If you have a child that is not alive anymore, perhaps. maybe you really need to, it seems like there's something that needs to be maybe forgiven, or because it's something that it keeps you from opening. It keeps you from opening yourself up again. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck for the 8 of Ariel, I have Epiphany. So Epiphany, this is crown chakra. Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answer that come through meditation. So it seems like you could have something that could help you along the way to create this new blueprint here, this new forward moving energy. Maybe you could meet them in meditation, whoever this is we're talking about here. Maybe you could meet them in meditation. Like, I don't know, but a guided, maybe you can look one up on YouTube or something, or you can sit in your own meditation creating like the feeling of entering a realm where this person is present, and somehow offer some kind of opportunity to reconcile, or it again, take it how it resonates. It could be a person, of course, that is alive, but has ghosted you, and you haven't had any contact with them for a long time. Somehow, I'm not sure. It could be a mother here, like a mother who is no longer alive, who is not here. Okay, the bottom of the deck for the ghost dance. Let's have a look at this. The curse. Well, I can't really say this much like easier. Can I do that? Right? It's like a curse that feels like it's haunting you here. Like something is haunting you, Scorpio. I'm so sorry, but this is okay. And I still have this feeling, oh, let's get this done with. Like I get the feeling that someone could be aware of this, trying to fight something off, but it kind of keeps having some kind of influence on your life and the decisions you make. And yeah, I get a feeling it could be a mother. We had the Queen of Raphael come out reversed in the beginning. There could be something about really not maybe you didn't say goodbye. Maybe there's something unresolved about that. again, maybe you feel like they are the reason for some of your issues or some of your limitations. Maybe you lost a wife or a husband, and you now sit with this feeling that I'm left with all the trouble now. I'm left with the mortgage, right? I'm left with the children alone now. I have to deal with this on my own. How could you do that? How could you leave me, or something like that, right? You leaving me is causing me pain, right? So something like that. Can I get a card on who is this person here? Who is this? Who is this person? Nine of Raphael. Make a wish, dreams become reality. A joyful time of life, it says here. Nine of Pentacles. Well, Nine of Raphael, Nine of Pentacles for me would suggest Nine of Pentacles would be what I call the happy single person. It could be a single person. Someone you were not married to them, perhaps. You were not engaged with them. Maybe you were not even... But look at this. He's holding this lamp. Like a genie, right? Like genie in a lamp. It's a little bit like a spirit, right? That like if you set the genie free, you could have three wishes, right? That what is this is... Do you have a spirit with you? Like, well, this is a bit, but do you have a spirit with you in your energy field that feels like it is trapped in the lamp here? And you're the one who can set it free, right? Or this is weird. Like you have like a spirit attached to you, and it could be haunting you because you are blaming them, right? You could be blaming them for your sadness or your sorrow, or your now aloneness, or being left alone, or blaming. The blame could keep them attached to you somehow. So you could set them free by honoring them. To understand this, it probably takes a bit of spiritual practice. I want to put it like this. Your ancestors, are very strongly linked to you, no matter whether you want it or not. They have been walking the earth before you. They do the best. We usually try to do that under the circumstances we are given. Maybe our ego takes over and we are not making the most, you could say, caring or beautiful decisions in the world. Maybe we are not the most caring. Maybe we are not the most giving. Maybe we are not the most loving parents, or even further back, like grandparents and so on. But the point is that they do the best with what they have. Maybe the ego takes over and they are living entirely in the ego. They don't really connect much with the soul underneath it all. When they die and they go to the other side, usually the energy from the other side is quite different. It's not the same as when they were here. So, if you are addressing them on the other side, they will be different there. Even though they hurt you in this lifetime, they will be different there. They do the best. They have their life. They have their life lessons. They have their karma. They have all this stuff that they're going through in their life. And you became part of it as their child or grandchild or something, sibling or something, right? Or husband and wife. But like calling them names or blaming them for your misfortune today is not going to help you move forward. You're just holding a grudge. So you hold on to something that seemingly had some kind of power over you. And if we should say it like that, it was just a person, right? It was just a human who made some decisions in their lives to act in a certain way, and that ended up having an effect on you. Maybe if they have been more aware, if they knew or allowed their ego not to dominate everything, they would have acted in a different way. Maybe they would have been the parent or the sibling or the husband or wife, whatever that you wanted, right? But the point is that they may not have been as loving, caring, discerning, beautiful and everything in your life, but it's not helping you in any way to hold a grudge. Let's say you feel sorrow and you're mourning, you're longing, you are but these feelings are also not helping you. I really want to say that maybe you could have an epiphany, like this new thing coming in, if you were meditating on this and trying to establish connection with them. Maybe you need a shaman for this, right? To talk to your ancestors. Maybe you can do this on your own. Let me have a look at the curse card here, because it feels like something attached to you somehow. The curse here. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors, and the karma from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage in our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our life can heal it. It is time to recognize the source of our limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled, and to be released. Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. That's the blueprint also here, right? Be aware of your actions. Act with impeccable intention so as not to create a debt or karma that sooner or later someone has to pay. What you do to others, you also do to yourself and to the people you love the most. Now you have the opportunity to clean it up. Here, the vibes that I said in the beginning. It pretty much says it all, I think, right? That the ghost that you have hanging attached to you somehow has to do with beliefs that you grew up with, limiting beliefs, right? That hurt you somehow. And one in particular has hurt you. I get a mother energy, but maybe it's not that. And if you grew up with scarcity and lack or loss, or this feeling that that life is very limited and you can't like spread your wings, right? You probably can spread your wings, but it's you keep. And again, here we have the incoming influence from someone, and that could be family members, right? It could be like the entire family has this belief system, right? And they keep pushing it or projecting it towards you, and you've been trying to kind of fight it off because you want a new blueprint for yourself. The way to do that could be to recognize the life they have had. My parents, for instance, they were born under the Second World War. They grew up with like limitations of all kinds of resources, right? I live in Denmark, in just at the border of Germany, right? And Germany was a big player in the Second World War. So we had a difficult neighbor, you would say, to deal with at that time, and I haven't lived that life, but they have, and their parents have experienced the First World War, where circumstances were even tougher, right? So the life I live is very modern and with a lot of resources as to what they come from. So maybe we have to also forgive them a little bit, that they have lived a different life, right? They have experienced different things, and some of the reasons for them acting in a certain way is also because they are hurt, because they carry something themselves. They carry maybe grief or loss or something, and that is terrible. So I don't know exactly, Scorpio, but I feel like there's something here to like really try to honor that they have lived a different life than you. They have maybe not had the same resources for, let's say, help or therapy or understanding. They were not provided with a different set of programming. Today we have a lot of information shared on the internet and television and movies and all kinds of stuff, social media, it's all over the place. But at that time, they primarily listened to the family, right? They primarily listened to those who were close. But again, in that bubble, there could be a certain way of dealing with things, to see a certain way of seeing the world. So whether you talk to the uncle or the grandparents or whatever, they all had a story of lack or illness or disease or loss, right? It was all over the place. And now to change that, and give yourself a new imprint, which I think you're trying to do here, we may need to know that where we all come from somehow, unless we were born with a silver spoon or a gold fork or knife in a palace as a prince or a princess. We probably belong to a big group of people who have lived under some kind of power, something that influenced us, something that could take from us, and something that could limit us in some way. To get ourselves out of that, we may need to push away from those ways of thinking, push away from people that put us in that kind of box and only see you for that, right? That you can only be in this box, right? You cannot amount to anything more, or whatever this is. You can never accelerate, you cannot lift off, you cannot have the big grand abundance. You are supposed to be part of our group, right? And in that we are limited somehow in some way. I don't think that is correct, but it seems like whatever is here, it's not that easy. What to do about this, please? What can we do about this situation here? I feel like we have already been told a ritual, but and maybe you are aware of what this is. But let's say this is, as I said, a genie in a lamp that you just picked up once, right? You just picked up this energy. It kind of attached itself to your energy field, and you don't know who this is. You just feel a heaviness, maybe. Maybe this is from a past life and you don't remember who they are. You have no photo, you have no memory of them. What to do then? What to do about that? Luminous warrior. Okay, so a luminous warrior, I would say, it's definitely someone who is not afraid to look further into this. Maybe you need to have some kind of past life regression session to remember something. Again, you can do that in meditation. And someone is helping you to regress backwards, to have a feeling of who is this? Who is this? Or what to do about it, right? Luminous talks about casting light on something. And warrior talks about that you have to not be afraid to see what this is, right? Let's have a look at the mystical shaman here. 32. So the luminous warrior, it could be someone, a person, of course, right? But that this is the person. But I ask for what to do about it. Maybe you talk to someone who is a luminous warrior. This could be a shaman who can bring light to this, right? The luminous warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes from not the sword, but from speaking his truth at all cost. The luminous warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty, not to be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention. So focus on your positive traits, feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. Are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time to battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you. That for some, it could definitely be to not get yourself into discussions or criticisms. I still want to say that if you have certain people that have criticized you and like put you down, I would definitely hold my distance to them. Become very aware, luminous about what brings you joy instead of what is dragging you down. Again, if you've had this thought that there's something wrong with you somehow, this idea that something is wrong with you, it may come from an ancestor, right? It may come from a mother or a father. But and you can make that ritual to see if you can somehow get that out of your system. But the point is here that you could say if you can somehow find peace with them, right? If you can somehow find peace with whoever this is, that would help you, right? It would help you to concentrate on the light here. Maybe make the ritual if you feel like, and then concentrate on your light, something that can, solar plexus, that can really give you power instead of taking it from you. Think about it for a while. Just think about it. If you have a mother or a father who like put you down a lot, it was definitely not a very caring thing to do. They were probably living from their ego, and they it never changed, perhaps, right? So now you live with this feeling of that it marked you, or it put a stamp on you, or it kind of tore a piece in your heart or wounded you somehow, perhaps. Of course, you can focus on that, but think about it. someone who is not even in this realm anymore has power over you. Is that all right? That's not all right. They're not even here anymore. But they still manage to influence your thoughts. They still manage to. That is not a good thing, right? And they are on the other side now. They would never think of you like that now. But that's what happens when we are here. When we are here, we get ourselves into all kinds of stuff. The point is to figure out, how do I get myself out again, eventually, without leaving too much karma behind? Because next time I come around, I probably have to deal with that, right? So the lighter I can make my heart in this lifetime, the easier it will be the next time I'm around, right? The more I have cleared, the more I have taken out or let go of, surrendered into, or whatever, the lighter I make my heart here, the lighter I make my heart, the easier it will be for me to be here. I want one more card here on the ghost dance. Appreciation. Yeah, you see, like, maybe just, and I know this takes a bit of healing before you can do this, especially if you hold quite a grudge towards someone. Have appreciation for whatever they have done and experienced and lived through. Let's say you lived their life. How would it have influenced you? We don't know that. But maybe we would have ended up the exact same way. Right? I want to say, some of our ancestors have lived a very tough life as slaves. Right? You have even lived that kind of life. You have probably also lived a life being a master, in charge. So this lifetime around, maybe your mother bullied you, right? But the life before, maybe you bullied them. It's that kind of thing, that it's not supposed to be only one way. If you make some of these past life regressions, you will probably figure out that at one time you were the bully, or you were the one who didn't make a good decision, or you were the one who didn't take someone's feelings into account, or you were the one who was not in love, but the one who rejected, right? That is a thing, right? That we can experience something very strong that we want to go towards, but we can also be the ones that reject others. So, well, life is perhaps complicated like that. But the ego, our ego, always wants something that it likes. So what it likes, what it favors, is what it wants. And then it doesn't really think much about whoever we rejected on our path. Whatever we said no to, whatever doors we closed, we are not even thinking about that much. Because we didn't want it. It was not interesting for us, right? Someone could come up to you in a bar asking you to dance, and you kind of just, no, thank you, I don't want to dance. But maybe they were totally smitten by you, right? But because we reject them, we never get to know. We don't know it, right? and we just continue our talk with our friends, and then if someone else comes along and we find them handsome or whatever, then we go dancing, right? Because it seems like a better opportunity perhaps, but we actually don't know. We just rejected someone. And we don't know. Maybe they could have been a beautiful person in your life. We don't know that. We don't give it a chance, right? We just reject it, and we never think about it. The jobs we took, the jobs we didn't choose to even apply for, the people that we engage in and those we don't, the hobbies that we engage in and things we don't. It's all choices, right? We make something exclusive. It's exclusively more for me, meaning that all this other stuff is not. We have to be able to make decisions to do some of this, of course, but just saying that when we make something exclusive, that this is the problem, or this is wrong, or this is not good enough with me, or this is what they did to me, and so on, then this becomes our main focus. And what you have your focus on is what you attract. You attract more of that stuff to you, or people towards you that will point to that will keep pointing at it. What's wrong with you, right? So be mindful of that. And if you have someone here that you think could be of interest, I want to say, maybe do a ritual here. Think about it. Try to find that place in your heart where you can just kind of forgive this. Understand they lived their life, and maybe they got trapped too. Maybe they experienced nasty stuff that you don't know anything about. I'm not saying what they did was alright or anything. I'm just saying that if you want this to stop, you can try to ignore it and focus on the luminous warrior, right? Thinking the good thoughts, thinking the positive thoughts, thinking something that can elevate you, right? Maybe you can do meditations that focus on building up your confidence, the beautiful side of you, what is good about you, and where you have qualities and all this stuff, instead of like thinking about the negative things here. What if, let's say, what if this is about mourning? What if this is about that they haven't hurt you, but you long for them, that you're mourning their departure, right? That you're mourning them. What could we say about that? Perhaps can we have a card on that? Yin and Yang, 22 and 22. We even have 38, and I believe another 38 somewhere. 38 here. 22 and 22. Definitely a synchronistic here. Yin and Yang. We could talk about strong soulmate here. Twin flame, maybe even. What did I say? I said if they didn't hurt you, but you're longing for them, what could you do? Well, maybe they were your counterpart. So let's say you were a woman here, and the one you lost was a man, and they were your most synchronistic or the most, like the best match, right? So maybe that's what you're supposed to remember, right? That you had the opportunity to have this connection in your life. Be grateful for the feeling of unconditional love, perhaps, of devotion and reciprocated affection and love and everything, respect and whatever. Know that they were there to, they made you feel whole, right? That they made you feel whole, and that feeling can be rare, right? And so remember them with that grace, right? Remember them with gratitude and appreciation, that you had this in your life, even for a limited time, but you had this in your life. Many don't experience this at all. So maybe be grateful for that, right? That if you are mourning someone here, longing for them, really just thinking about the loss of them, that you're focusing on the loss of someone here. That the more you focus on the loss, the more loss feeling you get. So maybe an appreciation for having a person like that in your life, who really gave you something, who really reciprocated, who was really there for you, loved you, and maybe you shared your life together. The memory should be a good one. It shouldn't be about the loss, right? It shouldn't be about the tears and the mourning and everything. It should be about why they were so special, right? That they were special because they made you feel whole. When you were with them, you felt whole. That again, if this is a person you are missing, longing for, not if they hurt you, it's a different story, right? But if it's someone you're really missing, this was the one for you, your truest love. You probably shared lifetimes with them. Like your souls recognized each other, right? And therefore it felt like this beautiful bond between you that was so much different than maybe some other encounters, right? Like the song, nothing compares to you, right? That there's only one that can be here, that could ever have that impact on you, that could ever have this this feeling. That's what I feel like. I hope that you can somehow relate to this. It's because you can go very deep on this, right? You can be stuck and procrastinate in it, and you can get lost in it. You can get lost in the loss, and the tears and the sorrow and the sadness and the longing and the missing. But again, maybe if you can see this person with appreciation and just really honor the time you spent together, knowing that you will meet again, right? That you will meet again. And for now, you are living the rest of your life without them. And you will miss them from time to time, perhaps, but think of them as beauty in your life, as a gift, right? They were a gift in your life. They were uplifting you. They were really like enhancing your life, right? when they were around, you felt uplifted. Yeah, this is what I have for you. I hope this helps somehow. Please take very good care of yourself out there. Seek out practitioners that may be able to help you, and maybe do a ritual. Look up some meditations that could really help you to get in tune with like the beautiful things in life, and what life could offer you, even though this was here, that life could offer you something good here, right? Look up maybe some I am affirmations that are positive and beautiful, and commit to that for a certain amount of time. Maybe make the ritual and see if it's helping anything. If not, I would maybe look up maybe a shaman. Maybe there are more than one people here, or souls, or attachments. I don't know. Maybe it's more than one. Okay. And again, this is not going to be for all of you out there, of course. But it's like an unfinished business, with a negative tone to it somehow, or a lower vibrational tone to it, and therefore it has to go. Especially if you are on a spiritual journey that has to do with like growing your soul and you could say lifting your vibration up. This is holding you down like a drag, right? I talked about that well, it has come up during the Leo, Virgo, Libra reading as well. Also with a romantic or kind of tune to it. Family, romantic, intimate partner, perhaps, something like that. Okay. I send you my very best out there, Scorpios. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.